Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special day for you planned. I don't know how long we've got with these nice young gentlemen, but to celebrate their, got some Spotify singles. Spotify has a series called Spotify Singles, and these guys did covers of Linkin Park to help celebrate 20 years of Hybrid Theory. Ladies and gentlemen, grandson and Jason from Fever333. What's up, boys? Can we hear you?
What's up, homie?
Yes, sir. Jordan, are you done with the? Did you finish your burrito? Do we get to see the burrito? You finished the burrito, didn't you?
Don't worry. The context was I was late. We were supposed to be on at 10, and I was catching up with a family member. I just had my birthday. I just had my birthday. I just turned 27.
Tight.
And I was catching up with some friends, making myself a breakfast burrito, and then I realized I was late for the only thing I have to do all day, which is talk.
The celebratory breakfast burrito.
I was like, oh,
birthday
let me
burrito,
get
baby.
real quick. I gotta go talk to Mike Shinoda and Jason Alon, and they were like, yo, dude, you made it, dude. How's that feel? I was like, it feels good, but I gotta go.
Jason, where are you at? You're in the car.
Yeah, bro, I'm on the 101 freeway.
Oh man. Are you going to rehearsals? I know you have the virtual tour kicking off.
Yeah. I was getting some work done on my back and neck because I'm so sore from the shows we played so far.
Oh wow. So is it like, okay, I have a question. So is it like are the shows like as aggressive as a what you would feel like a regular show would be? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like you say you were hurting your back.
I don't think Jason knows how to turn it off.
I know.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy because like when the music is on, all I'm thinking about is like being as like translating it as much as possible to the people on the screen. So I actually think that I might be going a little bit further in to the intensity when the music's going. It's just mad weird when you stop and there's no clapping.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like yourself.
That reminds me of like, I remember the first time, I don't know, did we talk about this? Like the first time I went to Japan, like they warned us that like after you do a song, they're gonna clap really loud and then it's gonna be dead silent until the next thing you do. So if that, whatever that is, like it's gonna be unnervingly quiet. And I remember having to like retrain my brain even there. And there you, at least you get applause and then it's quiet. In the situation where you're doing a virtual show, like it's just quiet.
Yeah, I tell the people in the studio that are like filming and stuff, like, yo, if you feel like, feel free to let us know. So
you have them clap. If they're feeling like clapping, they can clap.
Feel it, though. I don't want no like fucking charity claps. Like I want the real authentic. We felt that clap.
That's so. How many people are in the room? Jay, how many people are in? I don't know if you can hear me. I think you're breaking up a little bit. How many people are in the room when you play?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Okay.
How many? I'll try one more time. How many people are in the room when you guys are playing?
It's about 10 people, I'd say. A few people on cameras, a few people on lights, a few people on visuals. About 10, and they get those in the nose COVID tests, so they're like crying before we play.
Jordan, have you done a live, a virtual concert yet? Virtual performance?
No, I haven't. I mean, we've done a couple live streams, like on Instagram, on TikTok, but not with any production and not with any of the new music. We're saving that for something special.
Something later.
And it was very much inspired by some of the stuff that Jason did, like pretty early into quarantine. Fever threw like the 360 visuals behind them, full LED wall, like they went the fuck in. So bar was raised. I'm trying to raise it a little bit higher. So we'll see. I got some time. My debut album, Death of an Optimist, is out December 4th. And
I was just gonna say, it's like right around the corner.
Yeah, and it's my first one. Like my very first album is coming out after all these years. I've been making music for like 10 years now, and we finally have like somehow fucking the debut album is coming out on a major label, and I haven't lost my mind or like, sold my soul too much yet.
Oh,
Didn't even have to join the Illuminati. Didn't even have to join the QAnon child, whatever. I didn't have to do anything.
Not yet.
You didn't have to join the Illuminati yet.
If you want to be really famous.
Dude.
So it's cool. I'm really excited about it, but there will be some applications of like, this project has been so creative for me as far as building out these other characters and really like leaning into the duality that a lot of my music explores.
Oh, you froze.
And we're figuring out, we're just looking at the space to do it and how to arrange it, all that. So it's coming together.
People forget, because you've had a bunch of like releases, like singles and EPs and stuff like that. I forget that like you've been grinding at this for a long time. And I remember I sent you, I was with another artist. I was with a singer named Elohim, and L's manager was like, "Oh, grandson, like I know Jordan, like check this out." And he whips out his laptop and he plays this like, it seemed like Eminem, Slim Shady era rap. Like it was early 2000s rap song. Is that right? That's what it sounded like.
That's 100% right. I had a whole project before this, and thankfully it was just the training wheels were still on.
And you did a track where with Elle sang the chorus.
Elle sang on it. Yeah, this is 2015. This is like,
so
I was
funny,
like
man.
22,
I was
21, so
I placed it in my head. I only heard it the one time, but I placed it in my head as like between 2000 and 2010. So maybe you were like
I think that's probably why it didn't take off.
why you didn't you were like
It
this
did
shit
sound
sounds like 5 years
it was
old.
just in 2015.
Yeah.
But
No,
what
I
was
liked
funny
that about
was
it though.
I had started talking to Mike a little bit. We had already done a song together and everything, but I hadn't spoken to you in a while. And you sent me a voice note, and I thought it was just gonna be like, "Hey, checking in on the road, whatever." And I opened this voice note, and I can just hear my own music from 5 years ago playing. And I had this one bar where I say something about like, "I'm in the house." And then Mike's like, "In the house."
In the house.
That was very embarrassing.
Dude, we were dying.
I was not expecting that.
We were dying, and you were so
It's like if you
embarrassed
see,
when
like,
you saw
two
that text.
Girlfriends hanging out together or something. You're like, whoa, are you guys talking about me right now?
Yeah, no, I think you even made a joke about that, like different people who had like now seen you naked.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels when people catch those old demos. But
Man.
let's talk about hybrid theory.
By the way, speaking of that, that's actually a perfect segue, because like the reason that you guys did was it. I mean, I thought the reason you guys chose to do the hybrid theory songs as part of the like, it wasn't like, I don't know, we didn't go to you, for example, and say like, yo, well, you do these covers of like our songs for the thing. You guys kind of came at it with Spotify and whatever. They how did that work for let me ask Jason first. How did that work for you, Jay, when you decided to do the thing? When you decided to do In the End?
Well, they hit me. They were like, "Hey, we're doing this sort of like a honoring hybrid theory." Or no, they said Linkin Park. They didn't even say hybrid theory. So I was like, "Oh, okay, for sure." Like, all right, I'm gonna do. And I said, like, I was like, I've always wanted to cover "Given Up." Actually, like I just love that like fucking.
Oh yeah.
vibe. So I was like, oh, I might do this, or I was thinking In the End, or so I gave them like a few options that were from like, Meteora, Hybrid Theory, Minutes to Midnight. I had a bunch of things, Minutes to Midnight, and then they were like, oh no, it's only this album. But it was kind of vague, to be honest. Like I didn't really know like what it was until like I was going in to record it. I just knew that it was for y'all, and I was like, well, yeah. And also, I've always like, people have been saying to me, you should cover a blah blah, and I just didn't want to like go out and do it, especially since like we're like homies now, and I'm like, hey, Mike, I covered your band. Like I didn't know if that'd be like kind of weird. So it's cool. It's cool now to have a reason to do it, like an excuse. And
it was it all felt real natural. Like, and I feel like from the fan side too, we've always heard, different like fans who are fans of Linkin Park who are also fans of other people will be like, you should collaborate with them, or like, did you check out this thing that they sang? They gave you a shout out, or they covered a song, and so all that stuff has always been really like, it's been really natural. I mean, of course it is, right? Of course, people when they like in my chat here on the people who are watching right now on Twitch, like we talk about other bands all the time. Yeah, and I'll pull up. Here's what I'll do at the end. Like after you guys cut out of here, I'll play the songs off of Spotify, and they'll tell me about how like it's gonna get chopped off of the video on demand, because you can't play copyright stuff like on Twitch.
Even if it's your copyright,
you can play it, but you can't save it.
Copyright.
You can't save it. But you could then take the video and export it to YouTube, and then it won't get taken down on YouTube. It's a whole thing. Anyway, but I'll play everybody the things, because some of them were like, but I have Apple Music, I can't hear it. You'll hear it. You'll hear it.
That's corporate money. I'll do whatever.
I know. Jordan's like, this song brought to you by Colgate toothpaste.
No, that's not very grandson, but
I know exactly. I'm trying to imagine how bad that would. That would actually be a really funny. That would be a really funny like marketing thing, is if you actually did some of the most egregious like backwards shit that you would never do. That'd be actually really
all
funny.
this registering to vote push was for fucking. I don't even want to. I don't even want to
for
put it
Pepsi, dude. It was for
Yeah.
Pepsi. Tell
For
us.
Pepsi.
None of that.
No. Are you guys nervous? I mean, both of you guys speak out so easily and with like so much, like, I know that a lot of people look up to you as like, you know, as voices in the community and advocates and you know, many different things. How do you guys feel with the election, like, you know, coming to a head right now? I don't know. I'll go to Jordan. I'm going to go to you first, Jordan.
Baby.
You excited?
I just want to see it. Yeah. I feel like, look, can I be like super real?
Yeah. And whatever, man.
I feel like, I got to keep it like all the way real. I feel like either way, we're about to see a very unique brand of chaos. Either way it goes. We're so divided. We're so divided at the moment that we're about to see a very unique sort of iteration of American, frenetic and chaotic behavior. And I just want to say that, like, I think that we need to, when we see that chaos, we need to look back and be like, how did we get here? I'm not going to say, oh, it's because of this one person or this one. I'm going to say, just ask yourself, when you see the American world explode, ask yourself how we got there. And let's not do that shit again.
I agree, but I would be very cautious about, like, it. Yes, there's a little like whatever side, but like that's because of Donald Trump. It's because of a lot of things that led to Donald Trump for sure. But if Joe Biden loses this election, Joe Biden will go out and say that he lost this election. I really do believe that. I do believe that, like, there is one side of these two sides that is somewhat more tethered to any sense of responsibility, like, that believes in, you know, I don't believe Joe Biden would rather see America burn than step away, you know? And I just don't believe that on the other side.
Right.
I believe Donald Trump would literally rather us tear ourselves into than him give up a single fucking penny.
Well, and to be clear, as soon as Trump said that he was like, you know, when he made a vague statement about not accepting the results of the election, and then journalists were like, "Wait, what did you just say? Like, can you explain further what your thoughts are on this subject?" He doubled down and was like, "Yeah, I don't think it's going to be right. I don't trust it." And blah blah blah.
In this chat should be registered to vote.
Yeah.
If you're in America, we're all watching.
But also everybody else, and then once that happened, I was going to say everybody else jumped in on both sides of the aisle and was like, "Yeah, that's not a thing. Like, we don't." We have a democracy. Like, yeah, Republicans, Democrats, like, everybody's like, no. Like, whatever he just fucking said, like, that's not a thing.
No, you thought, though, but that's not true. Like, what they really said was, like, he didn't say that. They didn't say. I
did see notable people on both sides say, like, even fucking Turtleface. McConnell said. McConnell was like, yeah, it's, you know, we accept our election results. That's democracy. Like, yes, he said, oh, Trump didn't say exactly blah, blah, blah. But he also said, like, yeah, when we vote, like,
we're going to find out.
We're about to find out, right?
He's gonna lose this popular vote in a week.
Oh yeah, well
that's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. Sure. But when else did he or any other president lose the popular vote? Again, so the point is, again, it is more than just Donald Trump. This is what I'm trying to say. It goes beyond Donald Trump. He is a symptom. We are here today. He is a symptom. He is a totem of where we are today. So let's look at, if you want to talk about, if it's really about being American, which is usually the forerunner for everyone's kind of like argument as to why they vote Trump or vote this, that, the other. If you really want to talk about being American, like that sort of, to really dissent from the chaos that we've been experiencing as a country, that would be truly American. To remove ourselves and come together and find a way to operate so that the whole country, or at least more of the country, can win. I think that would be more American than the actual disease that we're talking about that got us here in the first place. That's what I meant. I obviously feel how I feel about Donald Trump and the administration. I think it's very clear. But I want people to, I want it to be a little less direct on him and more about how we got to this point.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
got
for
okay.
sure.
So I mean, and that, by the way, spoken like you were like a born and raised like an activist, right? It was that your. It's like, you know what I'm saying. You've been doing this forever. This has been
Yeah.
your. This is just you. I think,
Yeah.
and it's and that, hence, by the way, hence the naming of like the tour. You call your tour dates demonstrations, right?
Yeah.
Have all
Yeah.
the ones this year been demonstrations? Are they
Yeah.
all forever been demonstrations?
Always, yeah, yeah, and we get a little heat from other people. It's the same way, like let's say like Rage Against the Machine, like actual anarchist fucking groups didn't like Rage because of they felt they were co-opting. There's plenty of people that'll feel a certain type of way, but for me, like again, like you said, Mike, like I'm like born of this culture, like literally learned about subversion at a young age because I had to, and it just sort of served me. And I've been in service of the idea of subversion and progress for as long as I can socially and my social cognizance as long as I can remember. And so with the demonstration idea, it's literally just somewhere where people can talk their shit, be safe, be active, actively participate, but also, you know what I'm saying, like that we can subvert in our own way. And I really believe that it's just a place to do that safely.
What kind of
Or safely possible.
do you support our different organizations with the shows or personally? Like what
Yeah,
kind of
yeah. So
organizations are you into?
I have a charity that so it's affixed to the band. It's called the Walking My Shoes Foundation, and it's a branded fund, so it revolves. So every about 3 months we change the charities. Right now, like when we vote, obviously the Trevor Project. We're always moving, which is cool for the project and able to rotate and revolve it throughout and be reactive. So it's ticket sales, merchandise, literally anytime you buy anything that has to do with Fever, it goes into a charity. So it makes it very easy to be a part of change if you want to. We allow you the choice to choose.
Dope. That's dope, man. I like that a lot.
Thanks, bro.
So when are the shows already kicked off or
Yeah, we started on last Friday.
How many are you doing? What's the tour? The tour's geo locked, right? Like each show is locked to a location.
We did. I was like, lock it. Nobody, you gotta be. But we're doing it with Veeps, and they were like, you should try to open it so that if people miss one, they can like almost as if they're traveling to. And I was like, all right, cool. So it's specific to time zones at the moment, but again, like I said, this is like a beta. And I do think if we're in this position in say 2021, this will evolve into something else. So we're testing it right now. We started on Friday. We played Friday, Saturday. We played 2 a.m. yesterday for like Tokyo, Australia, New Zealand. So our 2 a.m. And then tonight we got one tonight, tomorrow, and Friday as well.
That's dope, man. Jordan, what do you got on the calendar coming up here aside from burritos?
Fucking all kinds of shit. I think we might put out one more single off the album before it drops. We've got a public demonstration of sorts that will make a lot of sense the next coming weeks.
Can you explain? Does it have to do with the X thing? The X.
There's a little bit of that. There's a little bit of like fleshing out this character for sure.
Can you explain? So let me. I'm not 100% clear on the X. Like I love what's happening, and I like the idea of this evil character, this evil nameless character, who represents. Well, you should talk about what it represents. But for the fans in the chat who don't know about the narrative that's going on, tell them about. Whatever version of it you want to tell about that X narrative.
So basically it was kind of like, and I'm curious how you guys relate to this, starting to roll out music. When I first started making music as grandson and making music that was politically charged or that was cathartic in this like particular brand of expression that people associate with like political rock, I think that a lot of the messaging is about the people rising up. We are change. And so that was kind of where I came onto the scene originally. My biggest song, Bloodwater, is written from the perspective of a war that's already been like waged. Like we're winning, and what are you gonna do to the aristocracy, to that 1% that the 99% are rising up against? What are you gonna do when we come knocking at your door, right? But over the last couple of years, you know, there's been so much cynicism and apathy. You know, you root for change, and change takes longer than you think, or you can't imagine like something as simple as saying Black Lives Matter. Like the fact that can be so contentious, takes so long, it really challenges as an artist my ability to just keep force feeding this narrative. Oh yeah, it's happening, it's right around the corner, it's happening. I started getting this voice in my head going, what if it doesn't? Like, what if all of this work that I'm doing, what if all this work we're all doing, what if it doesn't amount to the kind of progress that we're looking for before it's too late, as it pertains to things like climate change. You know, you look at the regression of the Supreme Court justice system. Like, what if all of this work isn't enough? That was the main topic that I wanted to explore with my debut album. It's as honest a political album as I could make, because it's still angry, it's still rock and roll, it's still accountability, rise up together, but I try to be honest with where the movement falls short, and you know, like what happens when the good guy loses once in a while, when you lose a battle in the war. That was kind of like as honest a story I could tell with this album. And I had done a lot of work talking about they want you to do this or that. You know, DJ Khaled telling you they don't want you to win, leaving that ambiguous and up to the audience to interpret it, or to interpret like however they want. But I wanted to be a little more specific. Like, I wanted to really flesh out, like, who is that? You know, who is my saboteur? Who is my antagonist? And so I just tried to kind of give that character, give that doubt in my head, or that angst around maybe I'm not doing enough. I wanted that to have a name and a personality. So that's where this other character came from, which is this character X. It's kind of like a slicked back kind of like version of myself that I've seen happen. I went to a university at a school called McGill that is a feeder school for a lot of Canadian politics, economists, political scientists. There were kids that were in my graduating class that are actively working against what I stand for, you know, actively working to keep things the way they are. And so it was kind of fun for me to lean into getting to be the very thing that I hate the most in these music videos. And it's been fun. So we do have a couple more surprises in fleshing that character out, in continuing to tell that story. It's ultimately I like calling it a horror story with a happy ending. You know, it gets a little bloody in the middle, and it's pretty dark, but I leave trying to continue searching for hope and for a reason to keep making another Grandson song telling you the changes around the corner. Like, how do we as artists continue to do that in the face of so much apathy, and especially when you talk to fans who have so much to lose? So do you guys navigate that? Like, how do you handle
well,
that?
I wanted to, before we answer that question, I just want you to know that you're getting a lot of love from Canada in the chat. A bunch of people shouting out McGill. You got McGill shout outs.
That's right.
Yeah,
you got Montreal stand up, Toronto stand up.
Yes.
West Coast, Vancouver, I see you.
The people in the chat are excited about that. I remember when we, it must have been like 4 years ago now. It's just about 3.5, 4 years ago that I was having dinner with some friends, and I was like, there was a moment when, like, just with all the stuff going on in the news and everything, everyone was so charged up, like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna, you know, partner with this group, and we're gonna do this march, and we're gonna do this online campaign, or I'm gonna do this film project. Everybody's gonna do a thing. And then fast forward to like a year or 2 years later, and everybody everyone I talked to at that time was like, I'm exhausted. Like, this shit is not this is not working. Nothing is happening except for going backwards and losing battles. And they really felt like that's one of those hard parts about doing what
And
you're
that's
talking
honest.
about.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
That's what
it's
it
a
looks
lot
like.
of work, and it can be really discouraging.
You get all excited, you support a candidate, the candidate loses. You know,
Yeah.
you get all excited, you go for the marches, and then they don't make the kind of change. Look at, I don't, Jason, what do you have to say on it?
I mean, I say this, I've been saying it since May 25th, really, like very, very ostensibly, very, very succinct and distilled. Like, everything we thought was enough or good enough ain't shit. Like, it's just not shit. You know, we could say all we want. You can perform as the activist that you want to be on every platform you have and still not fucking step foot out your door. So that don't mean shit to me. Like, none of that really means shit to me. I don't care to hear about what you do. I just want to feel it. I want to see it. And if we end up linking up at the end of the street at a march and you be like, oh, yes, I was there for that. Cool. But don't expect any fucking accolades. Don't expect any, like a high five for any of the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't shit, because this is so long. It's been imbalanced for so long that the offset or the effort towards offset is going to take generations. Like, it's not like, that's the reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we talk about, like, you talk about statistically and historically, when you see some sort of affected change in a federally government regulated, like, sanction or policy, that shit takes forever, bro. It's like a decade at least,
Right.
on a federal level. Then you go local and you see it a little more immediate, but that shit's still, at least 3 to 5 years on a local level, local government. So we got to understand that we are up against an era or a generation of instant gratification. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up IG, Instagram. I literally just put that shit together right now. Like, we're in an era of, like, getting it right there. Dopamine, serotonin release, need more, give me more. And then at the same time, on the same platform where we're getting that gratification like this, we're talking about revolution that's going to take fucking decades, and then getting frustrated when we don't get it. And I think that we have to be real with ourselves and understand that it is going to take pain, sacrifice, and the one, like, our biggest adversary as a millennial Gen Z person, time, patience. You got to have
biggest
that
adversary
That's
is
right.
biggest adversary is
sometimes
patience.
That looks like
That's great.
taking, giving yourself a break. Sometimes that looks like pacing yourself. I say that a lot around progressivism. Like, I was very vocal about supporting Bernie Sanders. I support the Green New Deal. Like, and a lot of people that were at those marches, that were at those fundraisers, went silent when he lost, and it was like, yo, job is not done. Like,
no,
just because it doesn't look the way we want it to. I'm as disappointed as anybody, but on the first day I was out there going, I support Joe Biden because that's what it looks like to keep this fight going. That's
Absolutely.
what it looks like to keep my legs moving towards change. If you're just going to sit there and go, well, if it doesn't look exactly how I want it to, then I don't even, what's the point?
Yeah.
No.
That's what I tried to explore with this album. And I tried to be honest with it. We all have that. Like, it's hard. It's hard to do that work, but that's what the work looks like. And
I walked outside today and to, like, take my dogs out in the morning, and I smelled the fire. You say I smell the fires from your house? Like, that type of thing is for people that don't live in LA, like, you don't get numb to the idea of walking outside so often and smelling a new wildfire. Because I think it's the one in Orange County, which is hours away. Is that the biggest one right now that I'm probably smelling? Because I know there was one in Glendale too, but, like, that's one of those things. It's like all these little reminders that, like, oh yeah, we're not doing that thing. Like, it's silly that it's like the metaphor is putting fires out, but because that's what you're literally doing in California. But you can't, like, we've got these laundry lists of things that we'd like to see change on. California, the Newsom is like, they're mandating that there's no gas powered cars by 2035 being sold. Like you can still drive one, but you just can't buy a new one in California past 2035. And it's like, that's it's a big step. And also like, I don't think everybody's doing that. I think like, and that's like 15 years away. Like, how long is it going to be before like Arkansas passes that same law? They're going to say 2050 is like, are the penguins going to be swimming in like Pacific Ocean at that point? Like looking for like with no feathers on, looking for somewhere to live. Like it's going to, it's a fucking nightmare.
It is. And that's a reality though. Like you have to present that. You have to present it like as Jordan was saying, actually, you have to distill it and unpack it in a way that is digestible, that is less abstract than what we're given, right? We're given policy propositions. We're given all these mandates and we're told all these things, but they're so like politics are so abstract for so many people. And there's a reason for that. Understand there's a reason that these politics are so abstract. Like literally for us in California, in Los Angeles particularly, we can smell, we can see, and we can feel the fires that are actually causing me to have like asthmatic complications, to fucking burn down places we need to use for agriculture, burn down fucking things we need for actual oxygen to oxygenate. Like these things are happening in real time in Los Angeles, and yet we're still so worried about what we may or may not get from our federal government that we're not looking at the goddamn tree next door that's burning down our house. Like that shit is so crazy.
Because it's too much. Abstract. It's too much. There's too many things. There's too many. And I know as artists.
I'll say this though. Like I agree. It's very complicated. But when it came time to vote, I literally typed in Progressive Voter Guide LA on Google. I got to a website, Knock LA. They're like a zine. They're like a local publication. They put out the candidates they endorse, what they believe on each proposition. I took my little voter guide that's sent to every voter in California with my little booklet and my progressive guide. I read it. I saw what they think. I either agree with them or don't. And I gave myself 2 hours to fill out my ballot. So I just wanted to say that to like, yeah, grandson, Fever, we're activists. The work doesn't stop. There's always more work, but that's really what it looks like. Like we don't have the answers, like we get the same information. It's really just making time for it. As you said, time is the single currency. Like I don't actually know any more than anyone that's in that chat right now talking or next to me on the street. I was literally just like, okay, what are the local activists saying? What are the people saying? Let me read what's the most objective account of what's happening that I can find. And then based on people whose ideologies seem to align up with mine, like, okay, what do I think? What do I think? And then you fill out your little ballot and you drop it off. So it's not that complicated. It's not that scary. Same as you were saying it. Yeah. You shouldn't be on the, when it was time for the social justice summer, the summer of 2020 that we'll all look back on. I shouldn't be on the front lines of that shit on Instagram Live. It's not, I'm there expressing solidarity, but for a moment it was like, can I just put my foot down, put my phone down and just be here, just listen, because there are people on the front lines. There is so much going on, but there's somebody on each of these that's uniquely purpose driven to that cause, whether they're
experts and they're knowledgeable. Like when it comes to each time I vote, whenever it comes to a justice or an attorney or one of those runoffs on the ballot, I always text my friends who are in law. Like I go like, okay, so like what's the word on the street at the legal firms about these people? Because actually I'm lucky I have one friend who works at the ACLU as well. And so I hit him up, like, where's, I see the ACLU recommendations, like give me a little personal take on that. Like what's, as a human, we're friends. So I know we have familiar, like touch points that we agree on in like more of a social kind of way. So that's like, but like you said, like it's not it's true. You can't just sit down with your ballot and like in 15 minutes knock it out. You do.
Nobody
It's like
knows.
you kind of should go in for like an hour or two.
That your favorite political artists have any information that you don't. It's just important. And going back to those marches, you know, when we were marching, a big chant that kept breaking out was Jackie Lacey must go. Jackie Lacey must go. I heard that so many times this summer, and I was like, who is Jackie Lacey? Well, Jackie Lacey's the district attorney. Well, what do they do? Well, one of their primary rules is, you know, holding police accountable if they're, and her record is disastrous in letting cops go without any consequences. So then flash forward 3 months, I'm sitting with my ballot, and whose name is on the ballot? It's Jackie Lacey. And oh, that's right, Jackie Lacey's got to go. So by being there, just listening, you know, I was really proud in that moment that like, oh, by being a part of the LA culture, by actually being there, I was able to make a choice that will hopefully push us in the right direction towards more accountability in the justice system by voting out people that don't hold up their end of the bargain. And that just came from being there. But I didn't know until I showed up. And I just want to like encourage people who don't know. The first step to knowing is not knowing. You show up at the march not knowing anything. You might make one friend that's your friend that you go text and go, who are you voting for? What do you think about this? It's so important.
People are so scared and embarrassed. They're so scared and embarrassed to not know something these days.
Of course.
Right.
It goes back to what Jason was saying about instant gratification. No one wants to not know, but I really want to make sure that in our messaging, we're being as honest as possible. And it's a little more complicated than just going, fuck yeah, take the power back, you know, change right here. I don't really know what's going to happen. I wish I did. I wish there was more I could do, but I'm going to be as transparent as I can and be as honest as I can in trying to learn, trying to grow.
Yeah.
I had something that I wanted to talk about this whole time.
I was going to say, whenever there's there's a pressure that builds up about stuff like this that we all need like a little release on once in a while.
It feels good.
Yeah, that's good. But we should because I know I don't have you guys like all day. So what is it? What do you want to talk about, Jordan?
I just want to say, and I know Jason agrees with me on this. There has not been and will never be another Chester Bennington. In us doing these vocals, you know, cutting these songs is so sacred. You know, it's so sacred to the LP community. You know, we intentionally did this on our own versions. You know, when I came to this album, it was like, how do I pick a song that feels like it sits in my mouth? I'm too close to Mike. Like, for me to try to spit a Mike note at verse, it was just gonna be like marbles in my mouth. He's right there. I think that Jason really did his thing on it though. But I will say, like, by doing One Step Closer, which is, you know, a Chester song in a lot of ways, just the intention was not to step on any toes. Nobody's auditioning for the Linkin Park screaming, you know, whatever. That's not what this is. We're doing our own spin on it, paying homage, paying respect more than anything. But I will say, the day that we came to produce it, we got the stems. Like, we got the dry individual stems. And for anybody that's in music production, like that's like a treasure chest. Like, we got the isolated Chester Bennington vocal stems, and it was like fucking duct tape ripping his tone. We had to pitch the song down just so I could even sing it. And even in my range, I couldn't even come close to the energy. And even just listening to the layers, like, I think there is a mic take underneath on One Step Closer.
On the One Step Closer to the Edge
it's
part,
much more chill. Yeah. And what was crazy was, if I listen on my phone, all you can hear is Chester. When you listen on these speakers in the studio, it's actually way more mic than you think. It's a lot less high energy. I thought it was a straight like metal screamo, but that balance of like the more chill hip hop that you brought, the Chester vocals, it was like, wow, it was such a blessing to be able to get like really up close and personal. It's like if you get to go to a museum and you get to touch the painting. That's what this felt
That's
like.
dope.
It felt
That's
like I got
dope.
to really lean in and see the strokes on like some of my favorite compositions. I got to actually just fucking like touch the fucking painting and see it. And so it was such an honor to work on. I had so much fun doing it. I tried to make it my own while not. We did tuck the Chester Bennington vocal in there because I just had to do it. But yeah, I just wanted to like, I just don't want any Linkin Park fans out here thinking that what me and Jason was doing is in any way like trying to take away from this very exciting, you know, anniversary for them, for you guys. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. And I would love to maybe hear a story about making One Step Closer, a story about making In the End before we get out of here. That's what I want. That's what I want.
I think the fans they know so many of my stories about that song and whatever. What I will say about the stems, about the individual takes that people don't think about, is on that particular song and on I think some of the songs on Hybrid Theory, we did like at least I think it's not like a ton of layers on the vocal. I think there's like either 2 or 3 on the chorus, for example. And I know there's at least 2 because I know one of them is tuned, like auto-tuned, and one of them is not. And the fact that there's that one is done that way and one's not, we did that because there's like a rub. It's like a weird note, like it's like almost like a dissonance. And that's a technique on this channel. We talk a lot about like recording techniques and production, stuff like that. And so, yeah, we that's one thing to pay attention to when you get into those layers and all that stuff is, you know, your instinct is like, oh, this is supposed to be a loud part. I'm just going to put loud vocals in, or this is supposed to be a singing part. I'm going to tune all the vocals. But sometimes by stopping in before you finish that step and saying, well, what else could I, you know, maybe I should experiment with it a little bit. And that's where some of those magical little things happen, I think.
That's awesome. That's so, and that's the thing I think people, I think that's what's missing, at least like in my generation. I know that like all the bands that were trying to be Linkin Park, like from my world, my age bracket, were just like not focusing on the like visceral nature and the beauty of Linkin Park and how it was actually so raw. And I think the part, like you were saying, the part that made it, that gave it the grit or the edge, that sharpened the edge, is the fact that you were taking production, which is traditionally, you know what I'm saying, it's to a grid and it's shaped in a way, and you manipulated it and created this thing, which is why there is no way to recreate Linkin Park, straight up. Like my little thing with In the End was like, all right, you can, Mike can show you the text. I texted him, I said, look, I can't spit a Mike Shinoda verse. I just can't. Like, I don't have that buttery voice that, you know, I don't have that. I sound like this. So I don't have that. So I tried to do my thing on the verse so that it would make it very clear to everybody I'm not trying to like emulate Mike. I'm trying to do this another way in honor of. And then when it came to the chorus, for so long, since I was a kid, man, like, look, I'm gonna give y'all a story real quick. I was in a band before called Let Live, and I used to use the crawling chorus at the end of one of my outros in my band live. Straight up. I used to sing that shit because I was like, I just connected with that, like his voice and the way that Mike and Chester work together. So when I was doing the chorus and In the End, much like Jordan said, it was like a way to honor as best I could without trying to emulate Chester, because again, I am me. There is only one Chester, that he is literally inimitable, the 101. So with that, it was just like my best way to honor the whole song. And then of course, the sacred nature of like a Chester Bennington vocal, I was just trying to honor it the best way I could without trying to sound like I was trying to emulate him and emulate Mike in the verses. So the song itself is gnarly. Like, again, when we were recording it, I was gonna be like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna take a liberty here, but I was like, goddamn, like I just gotta make sure I make it sound right to begin.
Yo, who is drumming on your version? That shit sounds amazing.
That version, that's Eric. That got Eric on that one.
Dude, he went crazy.
That's my
Wait, who's Eric? So he plays on the live band?
Yeah. You always see him live with me. Yeah, he rips. He's like one of the best modern, you know, I'll say it. He's like probably like one, if not the best, like modern rock drummer today. Straight up. Like he's amazing.
What's Eric's last name?
Improda. Okay, baby, I'll be right there.
Oh, we're getting shut down by the kids.
Yo, do we have any? Why don't we give him a 15-second little snippet of something else we've been working on, dude?
You want to do that?
Yo, Mike, I know you got it loaded up, dude.
No, I have right now. I have the Spotify stuff loaded up, Jordan.
They don't want to hear the Spotify stuff.
We gotta stick to the script, man.
They want to hear the other shit. Yo, if you're curious what we're talking about, let us know in the comments. Ask Mike what I'm talking about right now.
Jordan.
Ask Mike what I'm talking about. What else is supposed to come out around this time, Mike?
He's going rogue on me right now.
No,
I don't know. No, the fan. I don't think the fans. I don't think we talked about the fact that like we did get together. We have gotten together pre-quarantine. We got together and messed around in the studio.
All three of us.
And I think. And I know that we all had a lot of fun doing it. And I think
we got more than one song. I think we got, dare I say, a whole project?
I think at a certain point.
I don't know what I'm saying right now. I don't know.
You can't hype Linkin Park fans on shit, Jordan. They're more instant gratification than anything you know. They want it now. Like you say it, they want.
Host has muted.
I know. I'm gonna kick him out of this chat. Kick him out of this chat. Jordan, don't do that. Don't do that. I appreciate though that we have the fans don't know. Like there's a lot of times I'll do sessions with people and stuff, and just like an experiment. But that's not, you know, we got together that I haven't had a reason to talk about this with the chat, but we got together and played around a little bit early in the year. Was it this year or did we the end of last year?
January of this year.
It was January.
Yeah.
And we messed around a little bit.
Together.
But I think you know me and like the attention to detail and all the like we got boxes to check and you know things like that. So
not even a snippet?
Fuck that. No. Not a chance. You know what? Maybe I'll just play Jason's. I'll just play Jason's Spotify single. They can go find Jordan's on Spotify. All right, you guys. I know on that note, Jordan.
Love y'all.
You guys are the best. I'm gonna play the fans these songs. I'm gonna let you go because I know Jason's got family stuff and work stuff. And Jordan, you said you got a pretty
Jordan doesn't have much.
You got a chill day today. I don't know, man. You say that, but you've always got shit going on.
Always got something coming up. Death of an Optimist, December 4th. Linkin Park, everybody. Love y'all. Make Chester proud. Peace.
Thanks, man. All right, guys. I'll see you later. Take care, Jay.
All right.
Man, those guys, crazy pants, crazy times. I'll play you guys the Fever cover of In the End first. I'm gonna play you both of these tracks. Those guys are funny guys, man. Good dudes. And this Fever Spotify single is available for everybody on Spotify, but I'm sure it'll show up elsewhere. Here's the situation.
It starts with one thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind, I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, the time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock takes life away. It's so unreal. Didn't look out below. Watch the time go right out the window. Trying to hold on. Didn't even know I wasted it all just to watch you go. I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to remind myself how I tried so hard. In spite of the way you were mocking me, acting like I was part of your property. Remembering all the times that you fought with me. I'm surprised it got so far. Things aren't the way they were before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Not that you knew me back then, but it all comes back to me in the end. You kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. I put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I put my trust in you, pushed as far as I can go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter.
All right, you guys. So that was Fever333's take on In the End. That's Jason's project. Fever is really just Jason. You know that? I mean, he's got a band, and they are great. But technically, on paper, Fever is. Oh, you know what's funny? I just noticed this. Look at this. Look at this. You see down at the bottom how long the song is, right there. That's Fever's song length is edited to 333. This is a little added bonus. Here is Grandson's take on One Step Closer. Check this out.
I cannot take this anymore. Saying everything I've said before. All these words, they make no sense. I find bliss in ignorance. Less I hear, the less you'll say. You'll find that out anyway. Just like before. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe. 'Cause I'm one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. Everything you say to me takes me one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. I need a little room to breathe. 'Cause I'm one step closer to the edge. I'm about to break. I find the answers aren't so clear. Wish I could find a way to disappear. All these thoughts, they make no sense. I found bliss in ignorance. Nothing seems to go away. Over and over again. Just like before. Everything you say to me takes me one step
Dang, you guys. Wow. I didn't realize that was going to end right there. How about that? How about those guys? You like that? Oh, man. Good guys, those guys. Both are really good, right? I thought they were really good. And, you know, not trying to, they're as you said, like, or as they said, I should say, as they said, we already knew those guys, so this isn't like I always see whenever somebody sings one of our songs and we've noticed it. There's always this weird like, are they like trying out for the band? Are they like, what's going on? And the answer is no, that's not what this is. This is just the guys being, you know, being cool and being friends and doing the songs, like doing some justice to the songs, I think, you know? It's like, yeah, it is what it is. Spill the tea. Snippet time. There's no snippets. You've got to keep in mind, I say this every time you guys ask for songs that you haven't heard. I've made over 100 songs on this stream. Do you think those are the only 100 songs that I've made this year? I'm only on the stream for 2 to 3 hours. I've got a whole rest of a day, every day. Every day. I've got 10 hours. I mean, granted, I'm like doing other things too. And good songs take more hours usually. I don't usually put out stuff that's like, I just made it in a few hours. No, I'm not texting with Jordan, fucking with him over what he said. I'm not. I was actually just checking my email. Yeah. I don't make, what am I trying to say here? Well, anyway, doesn't matter. Should we do? I feel like we've got less than an hour. I gotta go. I've been cutting these streams off at noon, but we've got plenty of time. We got like, it's 11:20. I'm thinking. People are still talking about McGill. I love that. That's really funny. Still talking about Canada. Among Us. You want me to play Among Us? We could do questions or Among Us. Here, I'll do a poll. Let's run a poll. Questions or Among Us? Find out in 60 seconds what the chat actually wants. So, starting a new poll. See, I told you guys it was going to be something fun today. A weird one. You couldn't have guessed Spotify singles covers by 2 great artists, but I didn't expect you to. Poll is running. Control plus on your screen if you're in the chat. If you're in the mobile chat. It's on the top right of your screen. If you are on your desktop, you can just hover over that little icon. And we'll do it. I had some like little, sounds set up, but I can come back to those tomorrow. Right. got off beat. Okay, the answer questions option got 157 votes. The Among Us option got 75 votes. So 2-1. Answering questions is the winner. I will jump into my Streamlabs question box here and check out what do we got. All right. I've tried since the beginning of this month, 20 days ago, to do Vivian Riggs' request for a raid on Hollywood Rebellion. I'm going to refund that for Vivian Riggs because it's not, I don't see it happening. Also, there was another one right next to that. What was that? It was, oh wait, these are all out of order now. Hold on, one sec. A-Rod Empire wanted me to raid Rowby V. Same day. I've tried every streaming day to do it. Hasn't happened, so I'm gonna refund that one as well. We've got a question from Herf Noda that says picture board she could have been are all rising faves. Is there a specific heartbreak story there, or is the theme a generalization of relatable feelings? Thanks so much for all the streams. I mean, it's not for me, on my half of the lyric writing, responsibility, there wasn't a specific thing. I don't know about Chester or Mark. So, some of those are Mark songs. I don't remember. Well, anyway, so Mark and Chester, separately, I usually, what we always talked about back then was that, I'm writing from my perspective and Chester would be writing from his perspective. And so we didn't always talk about, back then, we didn't always talk about the specific story that that some lyrics were about. We just kind of like wrote the things and just like stayed out of each other's business with it. And so, yeah, so it was kind of like, this is a generalization. So this isn't about the specific songs, but in general, I wouldn't have known back then if it was about somebody usually. And later on in our career, I knew very well, like even if he didn't tell me what it was about, I already knew what it was about, and vice versa probably, unless it was some random thing that happened that that week or something. I don't know. So yeah, I'd say more generalized is kind of the short answer, but Bruno Agnello. Is it Agnello or Agnello? How come I don't know that? Which is it? I always assume it's Agnello, but Anelo. Oh, it's Portuguese, right? Anelo. I always see it as like somebody who grew up in. Wait, is he Italian? That's even more confusing. Now I'm super confused. How do you say it? Bruno. Italian Aguinello. It's lamb in Italian. Got it. I always, because I'm from LA, like every time I see a double L, I think it's like Espanol. So I think it's like a double L is. I grew up like in the valley. There's all these like streets with Spanish names, and up and down the valley, like up near Agora, there's an area called Camarillo, and Camarillo is Camarillo. So like I just every time tortilla, yeah, every time I see a double L, it's a iya. So sorry about that. I've literally he's answered that question like to me 5 times. Yeah, llama. Like I want to pet that llama over there. Tortilla. Yeah. Who you? If you put the double L on it. Why are we talking about cabello? We don't need cabello. We don't need to talk about cabello in here. Bonilla. Tortilla. All right. Bruno was asking if I could be gifted with one of Chester's superhero abilities, which would you pick? Come to Brazil. Well, I mean, the obvious thing is everyone would love to sing like Chester. So we'll count that one out. We'll count that out. He also had a superpower for like making friends with everybody, which is a blessing. It's a double-edged sword, but it is a special thing to be able to like just like make friends with anybody. It's a very sweet and warm and fuzzy thing to do. We'd get him in trouble though. He'd make friends with people that you're like, yo, like, why are you talking to that person? Don't make friends with them. They're weird. They're not gonna be helpful to you in life. They're not going to be, I shouldn't say it that way because that's not what I mean. I mean like they want to take something from you, Chester. Like you need to not be inviting them to dinner. Like they just want to take from you. I know, but they're so funny. I know, but they're so nice. It's like, okay, fine. Whatever, man. You're a grown up. I know. Those are literally like, that's like the tone and everything of like a conversation. It's like, don't you think that person is like kind of only friends with you because of like the whole Linkin Park thing? And like they want to like, you know, do a project with you to make money. And it's like, but they're so funny. They're super fun to hang out with. Oh my God. Moon wants to know what's my favorite memory from when I did theater as a kid. I heard you did a rap version of a classical musical or something. I didn't have like a career in theater. That was not a thing. I did some plays. I was usually never like a featured character. I occasionally got like a bigger character. But I wasn't trying to. I was just trying to like, just be in the show and like hang out with my friends. It wasn't anything too serious. But yeah, I did like West Side Story. What's the bad guy's name in West Side Story? What was the Jets and was it the Sharks? What were they called? What were they called? The Sharks. Who was the leader of the Sharks? I was the guy. And my little sister was like falling in love with the dude from the Jets. Bernardo. I was Bernardo. That's what his name was. Yeah. I was the leader of the Shorts. That's right. I know. All comes full circle, huh? Pepe Park says that he never got an answer from his question. Sorry about that, dude. I'll refund this one, but I'll answer it. Why wasn't part of me included in HT20? Who recorded the bass solo at the end? Wait, what do you mean it wasn't included? Wasn't part of me part of the Hybrid Theory EP? What are you talking about? I thought it was. Am I wrong? I just assumed. Yeah, what? Why part of me wasn't included in HT20? I don't know what you're talking about. It is included. Who did the bass solo? That was Kyle. We talked about that. The original Kyle. Christner. LWOS Justin P says, hey Mike, if you were the CEO of a company, what is something you would make compulsory in the office? Oh, what a good question. By the way, I was the CEO of a company. It's called Lincoln Park. We had 6 CEOs. That's how we talked about. It's like, that was one of our like challenges, was like, okay, how do you run? We literally had to be like, how do you run a company with 6 CEOs? Like, how do you share with other companies? That's like a bad idea. So it's like, oh, fuck. Okay, so in some bands, there's one person is like the leader and that's it. And everybody just kind of follows their lead in their band. And in our band, we decided it was a partnership or a democracy or meritocracy. But with that said, like some element of leadership is missing when it's diffused over 6 people. Because if you're thinking in terms of a band running around in a bus and or a van, you know, then you don't have very many problems having 6 leaders, unless you're deciding about like driving directions. What's a faster way to get somewhere? But or what song to put on the radio. But yeah, when it comes to like, okay, we've got, you know, a huge touring business and a marketing plan for the album, and we've got offers from various like to do or not do corporate partnerships with certain people, and the merchandise that has to get up on the website by a certain date, and the LPU offering and how to frame and structure all that, like the fan club and the everything. Like having 6 leaders is like, that's pretty tough. Could be pretty messy. All right. Amandine M says, have you ever heard We Are Soldiers performed by Meteora, tribute to Linkin Park? They would love to hear from you. I have not heard it. And to be honest, there are like, with all of the different covers and all the different cover bands, it's kind of weird for me. Like, I can't like just put all of them on the channel and in the spotlight. Like, I have to check. So I'll check it out, but I'm not gonna just like pop it open and check it out here on the stream. Oh, Apple Rebus wants me to upload the Magic Deer tattoo. I forgot it. It was forgotten. Eric, let me grab my iPad and just do that real quick while we're chatting. Handle it. I'll handle it for you. How come it doesn't want to do my face recognize thing? Let's do this shit here. All right. You got it. I'll do it. What's a kudo board? It's like gives you kudos. I've got to like look at this as I'm just doing some serious multitasking right now. What's a kudo board? we'll see if that uploads to my phone so that I can put it on my... Didn't upload yet. Okay. All right, a kudo board is about stories and visuals, apparently. How did I not know what that was? I've never heard of that. Thanks, Derek LP. I will check it out in case. Do we want to talk? Do we want to just put the link in the chat? Is that okay to do? Do I put that in the chat so you can see it? It's safe to put it in. You already have it. Some people don't have it. You've already got it. Maybe you have it. Smarty pants. All right, I've got the deer. The deer is going up. Oh, I dropped my pencil. I dropped my pencil. Oh, I dropped my pencil. Is it a funny character that I always talk about the characters that I would do with Chester and stuff. Like one of them just never moved his lips. He just kind of talked like this all the time. And it's funny. I always thought it was funny to like stare at somebody and just do a voice, and yet you don't really move your lips. I just thought it was weird to just do it like that. But why? Why would you not move your lips? It's so weird to do that. Why? Why would you do that? It's like I got like a puppet, and then you guys do it like this and it's a puppet. Ventriloquism. I'm not really I don't know how to do that. Let's see. Char 11112's question is that her sister's birthday was this week. Also, I love your unfiltered sarcasm. Thanks, Char. Your sister's birthday, her sister's name is Sky. Happy birthday to Sky. Yeah, thanks for the comment. Super fun. Super interesting. Mike, in rewatching season 7 of Sabrina the Teenage Witch on Sunday, it reminded me at Scorch magazine, a reanimation sign is on a wall. Was this an Easter egg or marketing tool? Why this show and who initiated it? Well, you see, Shelley, this was all part of our great plan. In fact, one of the early markers of success for any band, not just our band, but every band, was having a poster on the wall in any scene of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but specifically in the one room that you're talking about. I think all bands aspired to have a poster on that wall. And we were up for this one section of the wall against, it was us or Hatebreed, and we just narrowly beat out Hatebreed for that spot. So we were, in fact, it was the first sign that the album was going to do well, was being, I don't know that, I don't even, sometimes what they wear, what's on the wall and whatever, that's all in the hands of somebody who designed it, and it has nothing to do with an approval or anything from anybody. In fact, there have been characters who like wore a Linkin Park shirt in a show or even in a movie I know definitely shows where they were like wore a Linkin Park shirt. We were like, yo, like wearing a Linkin Park shirt. And other times we were like, oh no, like why is that character wearing a Linkin Park shirt? Like, oh, I wish they didn't do that. But it was like, it's the equivalent of like you wearing a Linkin Park shirt and doing something and taking a picture. So, has nothing to do with us. Hi Mike, my birthday is coming up on November 2nd. I want to say thank you again for the streams. Things are tough lately. I'm grateful for you and the friends I've made here. That is from AJ, Ari, Ariane Jean. Give her some love. Tell her, go visit her Animal Crossing Island. Go download her Animal Crossing Island merch and designs. Rika3135 says, hey Mike, can you please tell us some details about the grandson project? I think we just found out about that. I think we just got your details. It's called a cover. I thought they did a good job. I thought they sounds cool. It's very much like each guy's style. It's iTater wants to know if I should stream 2 to 3 times a week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, or Tuesday to Thursday, or Wednesday to Friday, or doing night streams. I'll let you know if we change the schedule. But for right now, we're doing 10 to 12 on weekdays. It's very simple. Yatsenko Anastasia wants to know if we can do a Halloween theme on Friday. It's a good question. I love Halloween. I'm gonna wear my Doge costume for Halloween. That's gonna be my costume. Just FYI, no surprises. Let's see. The Inu Girl 13 says the Inu Girl 3. Oh, that's right. 3. Wants to know what I do on my birthday because Inu Girl is celebrating a birthday. Didn't we talk about that? I don't usually do much. Usually like a dinner. It's usually just dinner. Hang out with my friends. Last year I just had dinner with I dinner with one friend and dinner with another friend and saw my family a different night. That was it. Very chill. After you get to a certain age, you just don't care. And I'm not the type of person that's gonna be all birthdays don't matter anymore because they mattered up until whatever age when I was young. I'm not on some I'm getting older, I don't want to celebrate my birthday thing. I'm fine getting older. I just want to I just don't have a reason. Especially this year, I can't do a party. So why do any of that nonsense? Lots of birthdays. Bertone P says that the 28th today is Bertone's birthday. Says, I want to thank you. LPMS FM is part of my life, especially Minutes to Midnight, which helped me in the dark days. So thank you. You guys helped many of us for sure. Bertone, happy birthday. Bertone might not even be in the chat because, on your birthday. Why in the world would you spend your birthday on Twitch? Because it's a great place to be, Mike. Because I get so much love from all of the wombats. Listen to my nose. There, between the Santa Ana winds and the fires, it's kicked up so much shit, and my nose is so stuffy today. I hate these fires, you guys. I hate all of these wildfires. Oh my God. We talked about that a little bit today. I don't think you realize how disconcerting The fact that you can wake up any day, just at any random point, and be like, oh, there's 7 fucking huge wildfires that just fucking started this, like, today. They're all over California. They're burning down hundreds of houses. They're killing people, animals, and displacement. Animals are displaced, I guess as I should say. And all of the, like, that stuff. It's so bad. And then and I understand, you don't understand that. I don't understand, like, what it's like to, like, be constantly worried about hurricanes or tornadoes and stuff like that. Just complaining because it came up earlier. I'm just complaining. That's all. Just wanted you to know. Camila Barros says, and this is Camilla, not Camilla. Camila Barros says, if you had the power to eliminate gravity from one big place on Earth for one day, what place would it be and why? Brazil loves you. Eliminate gravity? Well, that's very specific. Wouldn't you eliminate gravity from a place that to make it easier to climb? My house. That's a great answer. Somebody said my house. Just floating. Just doing my streams floating in the air. I could do a floating stream and then I could play Echo VR. Wait, somebody said that too. You beat me to it. Yeah. Nice time to redeem the wait what wombat gif. Well done. CL Mouse photo says, what's the most flattering a fan can say? Okay, so what's the most flattering thing a fan can say about you and your music? Does it help hearing how influential and helpful your music is along with LPs? Does it help? Doesn't hurt. I guess it could hurt. I guess it could add like intimidation or like anxiety about performance. So maybe there's a situation where it could be unhelpful, but it doesn't usually bother me. It's usually very nice. Hey man, what do you guys do in the chat? Are there any bakers? Is there anybody who's like makes things, or you make a thing, you make a t-shirt, you make a cake, you make cupcakes, you make a house, you make a thing, and somebody says, oh man, the thing you made, I like the thing you made a really nice cake, thank you for the cake, that's my favorite cake. Oh, I had a birthday party and we ate your cake and it was so good and everybody loved it. That's the feeling. It's like, damn, great. JFar920 says, hey Mike, me and Aya are getting, Arika Anubis are getting married this weekend. Just want to say thank you for all you do. Jordan. JFar, make some noise for JFar in the chat. Getting married. Getting all committed. Getting all grows up. Who knows what movie that's from? Oh, he's all grows up. I don't want to give away the actual line because it's a little... He's all grows up. Mikey. My boy Mikey is all grows up. I'm waiting. Who's the big winner? Mikey's the big winner. Yep. It's the Godfather. Correct. Yes, Godfather. He's all growed up. No, I think it's all grows up. Swingers. Boomer movie? No, fuck you. Swingers is an everybody movie. Swingers is an everybody movie. That was a defining film in my filmography. It's not a boomer movie. How dare you? You know what else is great? Yeah, that was back when, oh dude, Vince Vaughn, he was on fire at that moment. And Jon Favreau. Is Jon Favreau still doing The Mandalorian, the new Mandalorian? Oh wait, he produced it. He didn't direct all the... That's right. Yeah, Jon Favreau. What a success story that guy's had, don't you think? What a guy. Oh, you saw the Funko. I was so mad that people leaked the Funko thing like yesterday or whatever before it was really like announced. Yeah, I know, sold out already. The Funko Hybrid Theory Soldier went up and sold out. That is right. So, continuing the Hybrid Theory 20 celebration, we released this now sold out, already sold out, Linkin Park Hybrid Theory Street Soldier Funko figurine, final figure. Pretty sick little dude. They took their silhouette and worked with me and Joe on designing a Hybrid Theory Soldier one. Joe pushed really hard to get the wings as translucent as they could be. Not quite transparent, but they're a little bit, I believe they're a little bit translucent, which is nice, a nice detail. But yeah, thought they did a good job. Looks cool. Pretty fun, right? Oh man, you want one? You're gonna have to look on the reseller websites. But guess what? They're not gonna be on there because everybody who bought one is gonna keep it. I don't know when they'll restock. You guys, you know what you should do for real if you love these? Like, go on their social media and just destroy them. Like, just like spam the shit out of Funko to like make more, because that's how they'll make more. If they feel like, oh fuck, we sold out fast, and the fans are going crazy on us on Twitter, go get them, because then they'll make more. If we say, oh, we think the fans want more, like that's one thing, but if you guys do it, then they're gonna be like, oh, we gotta do it. Spitfire Wyvern says, are your ears still pierced? What would it take to get you to wear earrings again, even for just a minute? My ears aren't, they healed over. I didn't like space them out very far. I just, my earrings weren't very thick. But they have like a little indentation, but they're sealed up. So, and what would it take? I'm not gonna put earrings in. It's not my. I'd sooner dye my hair again than put earrings in again. Just not really where I'm at right now. Diego GG says, you have worked with several bands, artists in the studio. Can you tell us some bands or artists that you worked with, but for some reason the song has never been released? Diego, isn't that always the question? Yeah, I've worked with Squirrel Nut Zippers. I've worked with Real Big Fish. I've worked with Frank Sinatra. I've worked with Cradle of Filth. I've worked with I'm trying to think of like the most. I worked with Tupac. I've worked with Donald Trump. I've worked with J Balvin, Mozart. Big Bad Voodoo Daddies. Oh, that's a good one. Liberace. Baboni. I worked with Baboni. I always work with Baboni. Hans, actually have not worked with, I've worked with Hans Zimmer, but not worked with Hans Zimmer. I worked with Maluma Baby. Duh Baby. Lil Baby. Bad Baby. Stupid Baby. The boss, Rick Ross. Oh. Can you do the Rick Ross? Oh. That's a thing. Harry Styles. I work with Baby Shark. Joji? I like Joji. Did you know Joji? Did you know this guy who is like making such fucking cool music right now? If you don't know Joji, he's dope. Joji was the innovator, the person behind the Harlem Shake. Not the song, but the dance. Cause Harlem Shake was what's Homeboy's name? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. The producer. Filthy Frank. Yeah, Filthy Frank was Joji. Yeah, Bauer. Okay, so Bauer did the song, but then Joji did the dance. The dance, the whole fucking meme. He made that. Isn't that crazy? And now he's like super fucking popular, like real artist. That's a big glow up. All right. As the kids say, that's a glow up. Hey Mike, thank you for what you do. Best gift for my birthday. Drop Frames Volume 3. Will you release Bazooka Donut in Volume 4? Bazooka Donut. Roland Gunman asked the question. Where's Bazooka Donut? Did I name it Bazooka Donut? I'm looking for it here. What was it? What did I call it? Atomic Tortilla? It was the one with the wow, it must not be on my playlist. It's so funny. Yeah, it's not here, but I'm sure it's somewhere. Well, let me see if I can get it. I gotta find it here. Let me find it, and we can listen to it. Dude, what was the name? It was Quarantine Tequila? I can't find it. It's so many songs. It wasn't the Tortuga? Tortuga donut? No, that's not what I called it in here. Did I not? Oh, it was Skirt Skirt. Right? Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's how they named it. There it is. No, this wasn't the one. It was the J-pop one. Skirt Skirt was different. I have a wombat. I am a living turtle. Okay, I found it. $7.28. Okay, here we go. Found it. Oh fuck! I don't have the like MP3. There we go. There you go, guys. Ask and you shall receive. All right, while we listen to this, I'm gonna look for raid. Woo! This is a jam. What happened? It just turned off. That was weird. That was super weird. Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the effing. Guys. What the? I've got to start it over. Got to start it over. It's the only way. All right, fine. There you go. We were just getting into it. It just had to stop. We're not going to screw up our whole vibe. Dude, why does it keep doing that? That's super weird. It keeps kicking it out of my playlist. What the fuck? That's really weird. That's why it wasn't in my playlist, is because it keeps kicking it out. I think it's a iCloud, Apple Music issue. What if I like just double click it? Would that be the thing? Let's find out if that's the way. Wait, is that because? Okay, hold on. All right. Super weird. I'm gonna jump ahead and see if it does it the same spot. I didn't touch anything. Well, how do you blame me? I didn't even touch anything. I was doing this. What is this song? Bam! The little laser guns go off. All right, you guys, we're gonna raid Illmind Producer, courtesy of Bin Clum DC, a requested raid. Please enjoy your raid. Yeah, I hope you like it, and I'll see you guys mañana for another stream. Bye now.